Morning, guys. Morning. Amazing weekend. So we have no negative news. Some things that we have this week, I'll just write them down. Then we'll go over the technicals on SPY. I'll write them down as you guys can see. First, we have the Fed announcement today, right? Who will be elected, Jerome Powell or Brainerd? Let's see what announcement we get. If somebody else is elected other than Jerome Powell, then we might see volatility, right? Because someone new is coming in, so there might be little uncertainties. And if we have Jerome Powell, then the market stays as it is because we all know how he works and whatnot, right? And then we have FMC on Wednesday at 2 p.m. the Fed minutes, right? So that also may cause a little volatility. Let's see what the comments they say. We already know they're not gonna do much. They gave us already hints, nothing this year. So, but you never know. Let's see. And then obviously we have Thursday, off day, Friday, short trading day. Now, one thing you guys want to know this week, if you're playing weekly options, the premium today at the open will be a lot. And if there's not enough volatility, if the stock does not move in the direction of the whatever option that you may buy, they will lose a lot of premium very fast. Just keep that in mind. So if you chase something the first 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right, you can make a lot of money obviously, but if the stock does not do much, if it goes up and down and it just stays sideways, by 10 o'clock you will be on the losing end, right? So don't become the victim. Personally, us admins or most experienced traders, on Monday they will wait 10 to 15 minutes before buying anything, unless they're completely sure and they've worked out the technicals. Maybe they might want to scale in something small, then yes, it's okay to buy at the open, but otherwise it's wise to wait a longer term. You will save yourself a lot of extra premium that you end up paying. All right, so SPY today, let's just go over the SPX. I'll write the levels here on SPX. If you watch, we do have support at 4706, and below that we have support at 4670. This is based on the gamma report that's sent out every morning, and I'll be usually posted in pre-market prep, so do go over it. It's very useful, right? And then you can also go over the SPX futures with Goldman. I remember Platinum Stacks, he does an entire analysis on it. Okay, so 4706, 4670 is the support levels. If we do trigger below 4670, expect more downside. To the upside, we have 4725 followed by 4735, and through 4750 we likely see much higher. All right, because that's these are the levels that the call walls will be built towards, and then more further out expirations will be bought. All right, and in history, this month has seen the highest amount of option transactions and buying in the market. So do go over those stats at your personal time. But for now, SPY, as long as we continue holding above Friday's low, so the low here was 468.50, or the closing price we can say, as long as we continue holding above that, we see upside. Break of Friday's low, we probably see a consolidation phase for short term between this range right here. All right, and then if we see consolidation phase, if we fail to hold these levels right here, if we fail to hold these support levels, right, then we obviously likely test the 50 DMA, and then below that we have all these gaps to be filled, and then we probably touch the 200 DMA. I do expect upside, but along with upside, if this scenario does not play out, I do understand we might go in a consolidation phase. There will be some support, 50 DMA is just right under, and maybe they fill these gaps and touch the 200 DMA in the coming weeks. It's a possibility, so just know all these scenarios in your head. Qs, similar action. The only thing I like here is that we got the little disconnect on from Friday. Can we continue getting that disconnect? Can Qs continue making highs? All right, can the Qs continue making highs above these levels? I do want to see a hold above Thursday's opening price. A little different. I want to see a hold above Thursday's opening price, which was roughly the opening price was 399.73. We closed at 401, so around 400. As long as we stay above 400, right, and then we just continue going higher. And here, there's a little gap. This does not have to be filled. Maybe today we just fill and we continue going higher. But above 400 is all I'm looking for on the Qs. Okay. And then we obviously have where are my tickers? Then RTY, IWM. Now pre-market is gapping up a lot. I do understand. I will be buying a position. I will be scaling in today. We went over this chart yesterday in our session. Is broke this box breakout, right? Broke out, is retesting. Now what I'm looking to see here is, can it hold these levels right here? I'm not going to rush into maybe a rift straight up, which is great. I'll buy at higher prices, I don't mind, but I just want this zone to be held, and once I see a little stronger base, I will play this to the upside. Maybe we just take out straight today, who knows, right? So that's that. And now some tickers that I want to cover. ATVI, the news on this, the CEO, Bobby Kotick, he has said if he's unable to fix the problems, if he's unable to manage, in the coming weeks or whenever, he will step down as CEO. Now, two things. One, it could be taken as a positive that he's leaving. Because of him, the stock also fell. Two, if somebody new comes in, do they have the same expertise that he has? Right. So there's a pro and con to the same news. So basically, for now on ATVI, if I was to play ATVI, personally, I will see for 1-2 weeks how is this base held. I would not try to buy the bottom and see that the stock's going to run, because I can easily get run over. For me personally, this is a chop zone that it's in. I just want to see it hold between 60 and 65 for some time and build a base. And if I see strength in the coming weeks, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, let it set up, and then I would play to the upside. That's just my own personal experience, but some people may try to catch the dip here thinking it's going to be V-shaped recovery. I wish you all the best. I hope it works out for you if that's what you think. China, some news from China. I was reading some articles. So the country's kind of messed up. They went back to 2012. So they went back 9 years for Baba, JD, and Baidu, and they found 43 deals, right, which they're all getting fined for. Okay, so they went, they digged deep into, they're still not leaving these companies alone. Not really sure what their overall agenda is, what they're trying to do. But these stocks are just in a consolidation phase, man. I would not go long right now, right? The only stock from Chinese that I would go long is JD, right? But Baba, Baidu, even JD, I'd probably avoid for now. But because the government is just digging deep into them, like trying to find whatever they can to find these companies, it's a negative. It's a negative for the North American investors, right? So for me, I'm just gonna avoid these stocks for now. I do have Baba Leaps, which I will later on average down maybe next year sometime when we see something positive out of China that, okay, we're going to leave these companies alone, let them do their thing. But for now, there's just something new coming up every month, right? As soon as we think something's over, something new comes up. But Baidu, in this chop zone, I would not touch it here. I'll wait. Same with Baba. It's just complete ugliness, right? It's just trying to hold this support level, which it tested in October. A break of this, we likely see 120. Yep, 120 on Baba. I did not think this would happen, but maybe 200, 220 was my, the least level I was expecting, but anything's possible in the market. And if we do feel, if we're unable to take out 140 to the upside, we likely see 120 in the coming weeks. All right. JD is a much better pick, much better stock, I think, because it's held the strong base. A nice little cup and handle pattern here. It broke out of that. Earnings were good. Earnings were strong. Singles day, their sales were up huge. So JD, can it continue holding above 90 is the question. There are some gaps it left. I do expect to pick JD up. I will buy a position, small, but I'll buy it around these gap, around maybe 78 if it's filled, or maybe all the way towards 71, even 64 retest once again. It's very possible given the news coming out of China, right? Or maybe we continue going higher, that's fine. But if I do get some of these supports, I will try to play a bounce. Then next, Ford and Rivian. Now Ford owns a stake in Rivian, we all know that, but they were supposed to develop an electrical vehicle together, which they have called off, right? They're both positive about each other, but the electrical vehicle they were supposed to produce together jointly, that is not happening no more. But personally, our Ford Leaps, I think it was a great sell. We sold them right here, right? And we turned into spreads. We locked in all our profits. I'm fully out because I do see near 20 as a top-ish pattern for some weeks, and is pretty much confirmed given the action here. So Ford, if you're trying to play to the upside, I would avoid. Me, I will pick up Ford at these levels 16 once again. I'm going to simply wait until it comes back to retest this level right here. In this zone, I will start adding some more leaps, maybe. All right, I'll start scaling in small in 2024. All right, and I'll expect some consolidation here, and then maybe we see much more upside. But for now, I'll just simply wait. However, this is a great candidate to do bear spreads. If you have a big count, I will sell the premium above and just collect some bear spread money. Rivian, huge move. I never invest in a new IPO. There was a nice little squeeze. This was a great short after running for 3-4 days, right? I think above 150, this was a great short. and it's working great. My targets are obviously in double digits. Ran up a lot. I'm personally expecting now initially a 30-40 was my target, right? It ran a lot. I don't know if 30-40 is going to happen. Maybe it will, who knows? But I am expecting 70, 80, 60 around this zone on Rivian. I do expect it takes out the IPO opening price and the lows in the coming months. It can happen this month, next month, maybe in Feb, March. I don't know, but I do believe it happens. All right. So Rivian for me is avoid right now. If I was to play this, I'd only play to the downside, not upside. So the numbers don't justify the business to me, right? I mean, I do understand future growth, but then something has to come in at the same time. Disney has some, so they have put their COVID-19 requirements on hold, right? The mandate. So before they had the vaccine restriction that you have to be vaccinated, but now they have put those restrictions on hold. How does the stock react to that? Let's see. We had a huge drop. We did go over this last week, I think, but I'll go over it once again for other members that may have missed. We're at a very strong support at 154. This is a very strong support, as you can see. A likely reversal candidate. However, if we do fail to hold this, now if we build up a flag here, if we end up consolidating here, and then in the coming days we take out the lows here again, then we likely see much lower on Disney. And however, if it consolidates here and we take above this high of 160, and if we hold above 160, then we likely see a move towards the upside. But here I'll simply avoid because it'll just be gambling. If you're trying to play a support bounce, make sure you have your stop loss set really, really tight. This is really bearish, by the way, on the MACD, right? This is just a lot more downside or maybe consolidation. So be careful, because I know some of you guys like playing Disney. Taiwan semiconductors, my stock lives chart of the week. As long as we can continue holding above 122, we're currently near 124. Pre-market, I think we're going to be down a little bit. But if we take out 125, we see 130 first. Above 130, we'll likely see 140 and all-time highs. The chart is very strong. To the downside, we do have the retest of 117, 118 area, which is possible. Right, so this can definitely come down to 117, 18, retest and break out again. And if the retest fails, then we have obviously have downside all the way to the support level, which is 108, 110 area on TSM. Likely, I do believe it breaks up to the highs. If you're in our March swing, you're up close to 70-80%. Congrats, just manage. Don't let the entry go red on you or below break even. That's all I can say. And then we have our other LRCX. Great move from this hold, 640 hold. Great move towards here. Now we just want to see it hold above these levels. What you want to see on LRCX in the coming weeks or coming months or coming days is hold this zone. And if it holds this zone and we take out all-time highs above 675 or 680, you can play this stock to 700. So I'll write this down here. It's a $20 trade in the making. They can wait. Set alert at 675 and above 680. We likely see 700. That's a $20 trade. All right, that's a $20 trade if you catch it, and that's what trading is all about: waiting for the right setup and then playing accordingly. So above 680, I do expect 700 as a $20 trade that you can keep your eyes on. Okay, so I will set my alerts here because the semiconductor space is strong and the demand is skyrocketing. It's actually more than the pre-pandemic levels. Like the demand is huge if you guys read up on this space. And then we have Tesla. It's up 3% pre-market. I do expect something like this, which I've drawn this pattern out. I could be completely wrong, but it's just something I see, right? Anything above 1200 on Tesla, if it manages to hold above 1200, we likely see upside. Personally, I won't be playing Tesla unless I'm scalping. That's a different story. The reason being is the premiums are jacked, a lot of IV. I just don't want to get stuck near the top buying and then holding my calls, right? Even puts can be dangerous because if it decides to go through, it simply skyrockets. For me to play Tesla, I play them through spreads. But some of the people that have Tesla in the group, I know Platinum Sachs, he plays it. LB, he's been nailing his calls. Yash, you've been nailing Tesla. So if you're playing it, you have the hand for it. Great, congrats. But if you have missed this entire Tesla run, there's zero reason to catch this top because this could be a top and you'll end up holding a lot of premiums. However, if we hold about 1200 for a while, then yes, we likely see upside. You can probably take a shot at it or learn how to do spreads. Amazon, went over this yesterday. Nasdaq is strong, Amazon is strong, right? I'm not gonna fall for this candle. So for many people, they might trade this technically and they could be right. But Amazon is very simple, no further comments. Set your alerts as 3760. Watch 3765. Above 730, 775, I will probably scale in more. I do have some positions, and if you missed this entire run, you did not catch it, you have to be very careful with Amazon entries. They have to be very confirmed. If you get caught in the chop zone here and it goes either direction, you might lose premium. And even if you buy puts and it goes high, you'll lose money. If you buy calls, it goes down, you'll lose money. So Amazon, you just want to wait and let it set and let it give us a proper, nice entry. Okay. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, a little spike happening. So let's just quickly look at the Bitcoin chart. So nice little reversal possible. I hope this is not a bear flag, but we do need above 64,000 on Bitcoin. I can promise you that 64K is a must on Bitcoin. Above 64K is must if you guys want to play these names. MicroStrategy, a possible reversal here. It says support. I would probably do my first scale in very small, maybe 2 to 3 months out. I would probably play vertical spreads on MSTR. Right from here is a likely reversal candidate, consolidate, and if Bitcoin shows us highs, this likely goes towards all-time highs as well in the coming weeks and months. But buy time. If Bitcoin fails here, it goes lower towards 50s, and then MSTR will also the next support level is all the way towards 566. All right, and just keep an eye on MSTR. Right, keep an eye on. We had a reversal candle Bitcoin. If it's same thing as MSTR, if BTC shows a strength, this we can definitely see all the way towards 40, 44, 45, and then past it. We did catch this entire run, right? So you now have to be careful playing these levels here. Maybe let it set up, and if we do see strength in BTC, it goes past 64K, then Riot will also be in play in my opinion. Same with Mara, same thing. BTC, it shows a strength. We go, I think they did the offering, that's the reason they had a huge drop. In other ways, it also retested these levels. It basically broke out and now retesting. You see how it retested and now made a reversal? As long as we continue holding above this $49 or $50 level and we take out the highs of 57, 58, we likely see much higher with added BTC strength. All right, Caterpillar, keep an eye on the infrastructure bill. I think something is passed, but I do want to read more into it. And it had a nice gap up 2 weeks ago, completely failed, but now it's retesting the 50-day DMA. This is a very good candidate that you want to have on your charts. We likely see a reversal from here. Other possibility that we go retest this support one more time, which is near the 188, 190 level, fill these gaps, right? This is very possible, and then we go higher. All right, I will definitely be a buyer here. I might scale in a position here, look for a bounce and see how it reacts. Failure to hold this, obviously we see much lower. It can also bounce from here, but I'll wait for now and let's see if I get a better entry. Goldman Sachs financials. It's been consolidating for the last almost 2 months now, September and October. No move, just stuck in a chop zone. If you caught this one of the green red days on your direction, congrats. But otherwise, it's still in a chop zone, right? Based on the weekly, I do see that it's going to retest this 50 DMA and also probably retest this support right here. Above 355, which happens that it might touch the 50 DMA. Around here, I will be a buyer to play to the upside for a $10 move. Remember, we're trading, we're not investing, so I'm gonna wait for a proper setup. Here, I will not buy here, let it do its thing, let it set up more, right? Maybe it takes this as support and 50 DMA reaches here, and then we see a bounce from here. All right, so learn to analyze charts like this, right? It's possible that 50 DMA reaches here by the time we consolidate here, bounce, or maybe it comes down to this support level and we play from here. But for now, I'm gonna avoid and let the trade come to me. And with that, guys, thank you so much. It's a short week. Protect your gains, play reasonable. If you're buying calls, I personally would buy time. For the first 10-15 minutes, watch the market, see what they give us. God bless. See you guys back in premium.